So yes, as the title suggests, what camera-related gear I'm taking to Korea. So I only got 5 more days to go, so I'm gonna make this video quick because there's still a lot to do. So the bag, Shimoda Explore V2. A lot of people got given this bag for free, so I'm not sure how much hype you should be believing about the bag. But let me just say, it's okay. It's a good bag. Well, it's better than okay. It's a good bag, but it's very expensive for a camera bag. And is it worth it? I'm not sure. I got it because the alleged comfort, some said it's the most comfortable camera bag ever. Yeah, perhaps, but it's not far off some other camera bags that I've got. It's not a lot of difference. So unless you're chasing the nth degree of comfort, I think many other bags would be 95% the way there. Like my old in-case bag, and can't remember the name right now. I use it for a work bag now. That's also very comfortable. This is perhaps a little bit more comfortable, and I do have a chronic pain condition, so I'm gonna spend a bit of extra money on comfort. Let's get into it. So firstly, perhaps what you could call the main camera is what I'm filming on, Sony a7S III, and this lens is gonna stay on it most of the time. Tamron 28-200, probably because it is just so light and it goes from wide to a really good telly, and it weighs less than all 24-70 that have a 2.8 aperture. And this does have a 2.8 aperture and around 28 to 30-ish, but then it goes to 5.6 at 200 and less than 550 grams. It'll stay on the camera pretty much all the time, unless I go out at night. And in that case, I'll be taking the 85 1.8 Sony. I'm just sticking with Tamron and Sony lenses this time because when I'm traveling, I keep my cameras in shutter speed priority 99% of the time, unless I'm doing some kind of time lapse or something else exceptional. And the way the aperture opens and closes is a lot more gradient than something, say, like a Samyang, where it's kind of that shift exposures pretty abruptly, and I don't like that look. And my other side will be Sony a7C, this 24mm Sony, kind of pancakey lens, you could almost call it that. This will just kind of pretty much stay on the camera, and yeah, and it'll be used almost exclusively with this gimbal also. Trying to simplify and not change lenses, just change 2 cameras. I've got 2 cameras this time, so I'm going to be keeping it simple. I don't want to go wider than 24, and if I do, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. And there's APS-C mode, which gives 35mm equivalent, and on top of that we got clear image zoom, which looks absolutely fantastic. It's better than cropping in post. Sony engineers know what they're doing. So 24-50 on a gimbal, that's all you need. And yeah, that all kind of fits fairly evenly. One thing I'll say about this camera bag is it's not really designed for things to go upright this way. It's meant to go things that way or that way, and that just takes up too much room. And I'm putting these camera bodies that are going up where it's kind of like the small of my back, where it's going to be the least amount of pressure. So yeah, that's how I'm going to get around things, maximizing space. If I really do want to change lenses on the a7C, we'll be using this kit lens, Sony 28-60 f4 to 5.6, because with APS-C mode I can get up to 120 mils. Who knows, maybe there are days I only want to take this out and I want to go really light. This and the gimbal. So I'll just take those, put this in a pocket and keep my bag at home. I can see getting sick of this bag a couple days and I want a break. I can see myself even taking out this whole camera cube because it weighs half a kilo. We'll see how I go. And I'll kind of get rid of these other lenses. Oh, as I forgot to mention, Crane M2S, great gimbal. I've done a review on this, check it out if you want the deets. Next we have the 1-inch edition 360 camera from Insta360. Done one video on this if you want to see how I film, what kind of perspective I like to get from this, and the stabilization is great. This will kind of be helping with the hyperlapses and less so with the gimbal in the daytime. And hopefully we'll get some really interesting shots. Accessories, we'll be using the wireless Go 2. Trying to make this trip a little bit ASMR-y because I won't have at least that 6-stop ND filter. The way I have set this up, it's not going to have side access. It compromises the space if you do that on this bag, and probably all bags. But if I choose to take this out, then I will use the side access. Up the top here, I've got my little DJI Mini 2. And we've got the controller in here too. Yeah, so that all fits in. Hard case, this is very light. Didn't fit in the camera cube because, as you can see, it's filled out. What else we got in here? So this is going to go on the 85 at night. I really want to catch some rainy nights because Seoul looks amazing in the rain at night with all the neon lights. They may not be around for all that much longer, so I want to catch them while I can. Kind of like how they're dying out in Hong Kong. A big shame. This is very interesting. It's from iFootage. I have a monopod from iFootage, very good quality. This is kind of a really low profile way to get a tripod shot. You don't want the legs standing up, and they're very wide tripods. If you can find something to attach to, this is super solid. It's better than the small rig ones that are a little lighter, which is great, but not as sturdy. Let's try a different part of the bag, shall we? So I've kind of integrated the camera strap into the bag, so you get all the comfort of the bag, convenience of a camera strap. So that kind of integrates really well. Just fed it through this loop, but around that one, around this kind of strappy here, and it just stays down here. A night eyes clip to kind of keep it together. And on this side, I will be holding the gimbal camera on with this strappy thing that I made with paracord. Not really going to use these front pockets. I might use this one for my phone, which goes in there pretty good, but when it's tight like that, you can feel it up against your chest and it's not comfortable. So on the side, I've got my monopod slash tripod. I have used other tripods, but this is my favorite. Done a whole video on this. I'll link up there in the corner. This front pocket just got the rain sleeve. I don't like having things stuffed in this front area because one of the reasons why I picked this 30-litre one, because it had the width. The 35 just goes out and the 25 has less width. So you want to keep all the weight closest to your body as possible. And I really like the shape of this bag. Makes carrying heavy stuff a bit more comfortable. Spare mic, blowy thing. This is very important. Having dual memory cards is good, but if you have cameras like a GoPro or the A7C that don't have 2 memory cards, what are you going to do? You can get something like this, and this is probably good for like wedding photographers if they want to back up during the day. You just put your memory card in, it's really intuitive, click a couple buttons and it saves all your precious files to somewhere external. So if your memory card dies or something gets lost, you still have your precious files. And I've got a gig solid state drive in here, plenty of wires. I've even got an extension cable for a USB. So if I did want to do some really long hyperlapse with the 360 camera, I can just plug it into, forgot to show you under here. Got the little tripod legs. Got a dual battery charger and an anchor. These are the best, these anchor ones. Alright, see you guys. Neighbour's playing a song. That's my cue to leave. See you in Korea.